Coming up next.
Why would you tell somebody to become a firefighter?
I would tell someone to become a firefighter if, community service, community involvement is something that they enjoy or that means something to them, right? If becoming rich is, don't bother to become a firefighter.
The Job Talk podcast shares stories from people who are passionate and love what they do in their careers. Through conversation, we explore their careers, past work experiences, and the education that got them to where they are now. We are putting together a Career Crisis Ultimate interview series. We are asking experts to give their best advice and guidance around work anxiety, career pressures, career goal setting, and ultimately, career transformation. To learn more about this special interview series and get notified when it's available, please visit our webpage at thejobtalk.com/help. This is the shortened version from our in-depth conversation. Please visit thejobtalk.com to find the full episode.
Today's guest is Kevin Royle. Here's our job talk with a firefighter. When you're not on an emergency call, what are you guys doing?
Contrary to popular belief, we're not just sleeping or working out. We're constantly training. Well, for instance, right now we're doing mental health training. Right now, I was just doing that last night. But we have a lot of training that we're constantly we're always upgrading or maintaining our proficiencies with CPR or new practices in trauma rescue. Just within the last few years, we rolled out a new deadly bleed program to help control, deadly bleeds, right? So the use of tourniquets and hemostatic gauzes and stuff like that have become available to us and added to our scope. So we're constantly learning new techniques on things.
Kevin, you get a lot of calls, and as a firefighter, you see a lot of traumatic things. Can you talk about some of your experiences around that? And what kind of support do firefighters have in dealing with some of the things that you've seen?
That's a great question. That's a common question. People always want to know what's the grossest call, the goriest call, or the sickest call you ever saw. And some people got to realize that when they ask that question, you're asking a first responder.
Yeah.
Sorry. You're asking us first responder to relive some traumatic times for them too, right? They can be pulling victims from houses. They can be attending bad car crashes. They can be, So when people ask those questions, they got to realize what they're asking of a soldier, of a police officer, of a firefighter, of a medic, and a lot of things. Reliving those traumatic events are what contribute to PTSD. Thankfully, though, our city has been very, very proactive in developing new programs to deal with PTSD. Like I said, I'm in the middle of a before occupational stress boss training right now, and they're constantly looking for new resources to help people deal with PTSD, with the addictions that can come from trying to deal with PTSD. They're trying to help us deal with coping measures and finding, creating peer support teams. They're doing a great job, in my opinion, of developing these things now. Or they didn't exist a short time ago, and the recognition of what those stressors can place upon emergency responders is tremendous.
Traditionally, firefighting was male dominated. How has it been evolving?
There's been a lot of work. There's been a lot of fantastic female firefighters that came before me. I've been able to work under chiefs that were female, captains that were female, and they were amazing. And we have a number of new recruits and junior firefighters and all up through the ranks that are female. We actually have quite a few in our department. It's changing. There are definitely more females that are looking at firefighting as a career. And I think if you ask them, they would tell you that it's been just as great for them as it is for us. There's opportunity there. There is, they're not judged because they're female. You'll get judged in the fire department, but it's on your work ethic and your your team skills, right? Not because of your gender or your race or your religious beliefs or your anything like that, your sexual orientation. The fire department is very welcoming. The fire community, it's a brother and a sisterhood, and it is definitely changing.
I guess we'll kind of conclude on this. Why would you tell somebody to become a firefighter?
I would tell someone to become a firefighter if community service, community involvement is something that they enjoy or that means something to them, right? If becoming rich is, don't bother becoming a firefighter. But if you want to be live a full life, if you want to have a great balance between friends, family, professional life, it's a great thing to explore. There's many. It's one part of the emergency services: police, fire, EMS, even the military. They'll attract similar people, and we get to see things. We're always using our minds. We're always using our hands. We're always facing new challenges that that differ. So building camaraderie within your crew, it's pretty fulfilling. So if those things appeal to you, then you should explore fire or one of the other stepchildren of the emergency service.
Well said. Kevin, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, and thank you for all the volunteer work that you do, the humanitarian efforts. We really appreciate it, and you're absolutely making a difference in this world. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for tuning in to the Job Talk podcast. For more information, please visit us at thejobtalk.com. Our podcast music was created by our friend Mike Malone in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.